Anime Gypsy here with a My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia review. And in case you couldn't tell, I just finished reading the chapter. I knew this was going to happen. It was obvious that Night Eye was going to die ever since we saw that spike go through his body. It was abundantly clear that his time was almost up. And this is, in a way, what makes My Hero Academia so great. There are stakes. People do die. And it is that we must remember that really does hold a series. The potential for loss and the existence of loss in the series. And we have just experienced that. We have lost a great hero in Boku no Hero Academia. Night Eye has passed. Good night, Night Eye. That aside, this chapter has three parts. The first one is in the very beginning, and we basically get a little discussion on the rundown of the casualties, a rundown of what happened after the fight, how many people were injured, and we find out two things. We find out that not a lot of people were injured, and it was miraculous that that happened. And the second thing we find out is the reason that that happened is because Midoriya in the fight purposely hit overhaul in an area that wasn't that populated. So those are the two things we found out in that respect. The second scene, the second bit in this chapter is the hospital bit before you know what. And that bit we see the heroes all bandaged up, the ones that got out of it alive, all bandaged up, and just through excruciating pain still there, just muscling it through, demonstrating some grit and pain in the hospital beds resting. Kirishima said probably the funniest line in this dim and depressing chapter. I'm a mummy. I'm a mummy. That cracked me up, to be honest. I'm an Egyptian. I talk like an Egyptian. I walk like an Egyptian. I dance like an Egyptian. And I mummy like an Egyptian. Of course, I'm just joking, but that really cracked me up. Just hearing Kirishima saying that. Thank you. And you know, we realized that most of the heroes that were participated in this instance ended up with just they're alive. The fat man, fat dude. He ended up getting a few broken bones, but that was the worst injury that you know that particular group got. Those individuals were just a few broken bones, aside from Night Eye, obviously. And then we see Ayazawa, who got 10 stitches, and Midoriya. And Midoriya and Aizawa are talking about Eri. And what we find out is that Eri is now under quarantine. And the reason is that Aizawa explains that she can't really train her power because the only way she could do that is on human beings, and that's immoral, obviously. So the best thing to do is to just accept her power and put her under quarantine, which is rational and very messed up at the same time. That aside, we end up realizing that Aries not gonna be in the picture anytime soon because her quirk is too risky and too overpowered. Maybe there's gonna be an arc where villains try and get her. Probably there's gonna be an arc or two where villains try and get her their hands on Eri uh, from her quarantined area. That's basic setup in my perspective. Now that aside, the last scene is we knew this was just a matter of time, and when I saw All Might, that's when I knew It's the chapter. It's the chapter where Night Eye will leave us and become the first hero casualty in Boku no Hero Academia. I believe he is the first hero casualty in the My Hero Academia series. I believe so. And it is indeed a dark and depressing moment. It was executed perfectly, and especially that scene with Luminium. Actually, no, before that, we get to see him talking to his idol, All Might, saying, "Oh, you finally get to see me on my deathbed, huh?" And it just must be killing All Might, just hearing that. And then we get to see Luminium. And that was hectic in and of itself. But that final thing that Night Eye did, where he touched Luminium and read his future and said that you have nothing to worry about, you'll become a great hero. I think that Luminium will become a quirkless hero, just like Batman. I'm pretty sure a lot of people theorize that Luminium will basically become the Batman of Boku no Hero Academia, because he has the skills, he has the ability and capability of becoming a Batman. His power level is that high. He challenges pros, he wins. He won't be as powerful as he was, but he'll be damn near it. And just seeing that, you know, and seeing how Night Eye dies right after telling Luminium and using his power, that Luminium will be a great hero and he has no regrets. And that he could rest easy knowing that the future could be changed. That, in my perspective, was a really fitting end for Night Eye. So with all due respect, good night, Night Eye. I bid you a good rest. This is Anime Gypsy, and I'm out.